Hello YouTube! Welcome to an account which you've probably never seen before. This belongs to a Bendy Man. You might know a Bendy Man from stream if you're a regular viewer here on Twitch, or you might know him as a participant in the Idle Heroes 10-Star Cup. If you want to check that out, go join my live streams, which you can find archived here on YouTube. But anyway, enough about Bendy Man's backstory. Bendy Man is a VIP4 Idle Heroes player who's been playing so long that his account is level 298. And what you're about to look at is an account that is completely different to any account you've probably seen before. What you have is a Bloodtide Queen Aranea at Destiny level 3 with an A-. This is a juicer of a copy. Check out those stats. She's got Holy Armor, lovely for defense and protection. We have Giant Killer for a bit of extra damage, and Defier for even more damage. Heck, look at that attack stat. She's not even fully maxed on attack. Good HP, respectable speed. This is an interesting A-tier. Not to mention, Aranea at the time this was bought was extremely cheap, as a generous donation from a friend was what aided him to get this copy on his account. Because he just said, hey, I'd love to build Aranea. That guy was like, I'd love to see that. Why not go ahead and buy one? So there you go, we've got this really interesting account. If you look at these tenants, they may only be C+, but we've got 4,000 attack and a B for each of them, which is really respectable, gives them some nice stats. And if you didn't know, Aranea's tenants are Elena and Halora, which is just like Lord of Fear Aspen. That means you get two incredible support heroes assisting what you can do. Now, if you don't know what Aranea does, let's break down her skills. She's going to deal 600% of attack damage to one enemy, so an immediate hit, then restores all allies' HP for a scaling amount of 800,000 attack. So she's got some nice heal there. Also, if she has at least 4 layers of Queen's Core, she'll consume them to additionally restore additional health to them equal to 25% of their lost HP, and she'll buff their holy damage and their crit damage. So that makes your team stronger. If any enemy is inflicted with Black Kindling, Bloodtide Wrath gets triggered, and that allows you to burn them, dealing extra damage, and inflict a Scorching Curse on them for 5 rounds, which has an 80% chance to remove 1 attribute buff from the enemy with Black Kindling as well, so it debuffs that opponent, and a 50% chance to petrify them for 2 rounds. So she's got some crowd control, she's got some additional burn damage, she's got good stuff to buff your team. She's a really, really, really cool hero. If we look at this passive here at the end of each round, for every enemy with Black Kindling, she's going to give herself a layer of Queen's Core. It's this Queen's Core which progressively buffs her, and she becomes stronger. When she takes damage dealt by basic attacks from enemies who also have this Black Kindling, she's then going to burn them, dealing even more damage, which is excellent. That counterattack keeps damage pressure on the opponents and can help you make progress. She's a very sustain-focused hero, which is actually pretty cool, and it really, really helps her. Now, Scorching Curse is something Bendy Man says we need to go take a look at. So as you can see here, it's a skill effect, which is nice. So it's not a mark, so it can't be purified. And when enemies inflicted with Scorching Curse take damage, so from any source, they take an additional 300% of attack. That will cap at 3,000% of Bloodtide Queen Aranea's attack. So this is a really, really nice way of buffing the overall damage that your team is able to deal, because every time they get hit, that's more damage for you. Love this effect. Keeps that damage pressure up, and that's why you see her on teams in later game as well, because it allows those teams to deal even more damage by having a Bloodtide Queen Aranea on that account. So it's good for upping your damage pressure, and some really important stats that can work well with her are anything that either improves her healing, her survival, or her damage output. Because she's mostly a support hero, but she does bring some really nice damage to the table. And that is what Bendy Man has found. By having a copy that has Holy Armor to keep her alive, and then Giant Killer and Defier to buff up that damage, you can actually get some really solid performance. Now, if you have a copy of Aranea that's dying quite easily, one common decision that Bendy Man has found is to use Augustus Magic Ball, as this is going to give you some extra defense. It's important to get her attack as high as you can, so an attack holy damage is a nice balance point where you gain increased attack, which gives you the defense from Augustus Magic Ball, alongside holy damage to give you increased firepower. Now, if she can survive in those early rounds though, it's arguably better to go with an Auspicious Lucky Cat, as this gives you progressive buffs similar to Augustus Magic Ball, whilst also increasing your damage dealt. So it's a nice middle ground between an Antlers Cane and an Augustus Magic Ball. However, if you die soon, it's because you haven't got enough defensive buffs straight away, which is why Augusta's Magic Ball can sometimes be better. Now, if survival is not a problem at all and you're facing opponents who don't hurt you too much, that's when you can get a little bit aggressive and you can run an Antlers Cane. Heck, if you had the new Antlers Cane, that would be even stronger, the Breath of Forest Spirit. But because Bendy Man is only VIP 4, he doesn't spend much money on the game, he obviously doesn't have one of those. But either way, just a normal Splendid Antlers Cane does provide a lot that allows her to perform really well in fights that go on for quite some time where survival isn't an issue. Either way, with that combination of artifacts, she performs excellently, and you see some really, really good progress. And by combining her with excellent support heroes like Elena and like Halora, who also happen to be her tenants, you get a lot of longevity. Now, if you take a look at someone like Freya, Freya can really help as well, because Veiling Branches is going to improve your survival. If this was Sublime, we'd be able to get shields from this as well, but the main thing here is that this gives us all damage reduction, and if we are able to keep the fight going on and on and on and on, Pistols of Stars will allow Evolutionary Factor to affect all of our heroes, which means we get more damage against poison targets and progressively buff our attack and speed. Now, since Freya was adjusted recently, Bendy Man's not enjoying her as much as he used to, and is thinking about maybe changing Freya in the future. But the main thing we need to do today is bring in a 6th Transcendence hero. As you can see, we have over 5 million Crystals of Transcendence, 12 million Stellar Shards, so it's going to be very easy for us to bring someone else onto the account. But before we do, you might notice this weird 5th Transcendence hero, an Eos. Now, not a lot of people really build Eos these days, but Eos is quite a smart choice, especially for this kind of account. If you're a budget player, if you don't have a lot of resources available to you, but you do have access to another Transcendence hero, then people often find themselves struggling with what to do with that Transcendence hero. Let's say you want to prioritize putting all your Stellar Shards into your tenants and your main hero. Well, when you get that next Transcendence hero, you don't really want to start putting loads of Stellar Shards into them, because it's going to take away the chance to get to Tree of Origin 5 or even Destiny improvements on your main hero. So what Bendy Man decided to do here was build Eos, because Eos doesn't need a lot of investment. Heck, he didn't even have to make her Void 3. That was just a choice that he decided to do, maybe for a bit of extra damage or to improve this final passive. But for those of you that don't know, what Eos can do is when she's dead, she's able to deal energy oscillation to all enemies and have a 40% chance to reduce their energy, all thanks to this ability, Engulfing Sun 2. And if you didn't know, energy oscillation deals damage to people depending on how much energy they have. So it gives you some additional damage pressure and the ability to steal their energy just for her being no longer alive in the fight. That means you get passive energy steal every round without needing to invest anything into this hero, which means you're able to debuff opponents, survive longer, and potentially deal more damage in the long term of the fight, because enemies have their energy stolen, which means they're not killing you. The longer you live, the more damage you deal. It's quite a smart move if you want to survive. So if you're low on Stellar Shards and you're looking for another Transcendence hero, consider an Eos. She's not a strong pick, but she does offer some support without needing anything else. Now, Denny has asked, where is HHA? And I agree with that question, because what Denny's really saying is this account needs HHA. One thing we've talked about a lot is survival. And HHA, or if you don't know, Hyperspace Hunter Alamak, brings survival to this account. So I think one thing that would really benefit this account moving forward, and if you're trying to build a Bloodtide Queen Aranea for yourself, having survival is really, really important. So adding someone like Alamak really helps. Because what happens is when you get hit, and if you block, so you're going to need some block investment there, you will gain shields for your heroes. You can see, when an ally blocks successfully, you grant that ally a shield and Elegance for 2 rounds. If you go ahead and Sublime this, once that Elegance wears off, you're going to gain additional all damage reduction, not to mention that Elegance itself also gives you damage reduction. So by combining shields with Elegance, you gain extra survival and the ability to gain a larger health bar effectively, because shields basically double the amount of HP that you can have. Alamak is really good. The only downside is Alamak's shields will scale with his attack, so we want to be able to have a second home. So let's go look at the Celestial Island to see if there is the opportunity for a second home on this account. Well, first of all, we have 105 across the board. That's perfect for Aranea. You can see she's getting 6 million extra attack from here. That's really, really fantastic. And if we look at Freya here, this house is reasonably upgraded, so I think you could potentially bring in an Alamak to definitely benefit this account. So that's something I would strongly suggest for this account. And considering you want to get rid of Mystic Fairy Freya, maybe that's where our Ailermac comes in. Get rid of Freya, bring Ailermac, and then of course, we might want to keep Eos around for a debuff, or you could even swap this Eos to a Tenant for the Ailermac. It could be a Star Alchemist Holmes-Young, it could be a Sword Flash. I think Star Alchemist Holmes-Young is the better hero though, because Perceptual Disorder, which is one of Star Alchemist Holmes-Young's effects, prevents enemies from doing very much with their abilities, whilst also still having them attack you. That will still trigger Arenea's effect. Very helpful. But anyway, the hero we need to build today is not going to be an Ailermac or a Star Alchemist Holmes-Young. It's going to be a Betty. Because right now in Void Campaign, we're struggling against some opponents here. It's triple Garuda, triple Rogan. And Aranea really is struggling to live against these opponents. The burst from the Garuda is just a little bit too much. So what we're going to do is bring in a Betty who can crowd control those opponents, and then hopefully we can melt them down with Aranea's progressive damage over time and mini burst attacks that we can do for the team. So let's go take this Betty then and make her a fancy-pantsy transcended Betty, which is going to give us some more control. And then we'll tune up the account, adjust a few things to make it work, and then we can show you what this Bloodtide Queen Aranea is capable of in the Void campaign. Right, let's get this Betty on here then. There she is. That is a Therapist of Blood. Love that. We've got ourselves a D-. I don't love that. I wish she was a B, right? That would be so much nicer. But either way, let's go ahead and give her some imprints. We've got plenty of Stellar Shards here that Bendy Man's been able to save up. So let's throw these down. And to get the most out of this Betty, we're going to go with block, control immunity, and damage reduction. Alright, after a short food break, I managed to find some 10 stars on Bendy's account. So we're going to go ahead and feed these in. And now we can get him to Tree of Origin on this Betty. Alright, now we can go to the Tree of Origin. We've made her Void 4. And by this, I'm just going to go ahead and get us to Tree of Origin 1. And there you go. That is our 5 10 stars used. And that is going to get us Tree of Origin 1 on Betty. Now, the remaining Stellar Shards, I'm going to leave around here. But that's enough to go ahead and probably get Tree of Origin 4 on a hero. So when we do bring in the Ailermac, we can then build a Tree of Origin 4 Star Alchemist Holmes-Young to support him. Nice. So that's something Bendy Man's going to do in his own time. But today, we're going to use this Betty to the best of her abilities. So let's take her up to 360, and let's go ahead and get ourselves a core for her. Now, Bendy has managed to save up some core chests. So this chest here is going to be a much-needed Betty core. Kabam. And this chest here, again, is a much-needed Betty core. Kabam. And that means I can get myself a Betty core. And that's all you need when you're using Betty. Just one core. That's all she wants. And with that, thanks to her being Tree of Origin 1, we can equip this, and the babe is ready to cook. Quick checking everything here. That looks fine. Let's check her stone. That is fine. Attack for holy damage. It'll do. And now we need some elusive mirrors. We have one elusive mirror here, which we'll need to level up using your artifact food down here. That should be easy. And now we also are going to need probably another few elusive mirrors. So what we have here is 7 artifact chests, as you can see. So we're going to open 3 of these up for elusive mirror. Now we can make that a splendid mirror. Alrighty, there we go, boys. That is an elusive mirror, Betty. We love to see it. Now, we could feed us some more energy by getting another elusive mirror. On this account, we already have 2 demon bells, so I'd like to lock in that energy feed. Best way we can do that is with another elusive mirror. That's going to be a lot of energy coming in. Also, Betty feeds herself a little bit of energy. It would be better, obviously, if she was Tree of Origin 5 and was able to feed herself 20 energy every time she twines someone. But in her normal form, though, it is only 10 energy. But still, 10 energy is pretty good, especially when we combine that with the elusive mirrors and the demon bells. We should be good. So we're probably wanting to get ourselves now 1 more elusive mirror just to make that energy feed a little bit more consistent. So let's go open this for 4 more elusive mirrors. I'll get this built, and then we'll build up the team. So, folks, we're ready to chef. Look at this. We have ourselves an Atlas Queen Aranea, assuming Betty can lock people down. This is going to be really good. We've got ourselves a Lena with elusive mirror to give us some energy. A Halora with a demon bell, again for more energy. A Freya with a demon bell for more energy. And a Betty with an elusive mirror, you guessed it, for more energy. Then we've got Eos with a melodic strings just to kind of do something. She'll probably die. Who cares? Let's go send this team in to the Void campaign and push some progress out. So here we are, Chapter 428, deeper than many of you could ever dream of. Let's go ahead and put this to the test. I'm going to put Betty in the front line so she gets hit by a basic attack. And then it comes down to everybody else to do their thing. Oh yeah. So let's activate Betty's core for the crowd control. Let's make sure we've got Phoenix in here for the burn synergy. Because of course, if you didn't know, Aranea will burn. And we have Halora, Freya, Elena, and Eos ready to do their thing. Let's battle and see how this goes. So, we start off with, oh no, the Rogans are going to attack our Eos. Oh, she's dead. And Betty! Get the crowd control. Bro! Your Betty is so squishy. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Yo, that's pretty big damage, though, you managed to do to that Garuda in slot 1. So here we go. Let's try again. So, again, they're going for Eos here. The Garudas join in. Then Betty's going to trigger. Oh, okay. If we crowd control more Garudas, it reduces the number of continuous attacks. Uh-oh, Betty. There we go. Oh, my word. That was a bit scary. Okay. Keep up the control, Betty. You've got one job. There it is. Locking them down. Oh, my word. This damage is wild. Oh, no. We lost Betty. I think we've got enough damage here. What? Look at the burn damage from Aranea there. She's bursting them, boys. That was sick. Only to then lose our Aranea. This is winnable, though, man. Yo, we're getting this. Oh, my word. Yeah. Come on. Surely we can win. Oh, my word. The Eos is actually putting in work here. Whoo! Look at that, boys. Wow. Mate, that Eos actually freaking saved your ass, right? That burn damage at the end, man. Yeah, teamwork. We love it. That was really, really cool. Okay, let's go again. We've got ourselves Gloria this time. Oh no, stuns? Oh, this is so silly. Oh, Betty, yes. Oh, no. How did you only control one Garuda? Oh, you know what we haven't checked? We haven't checked what the control precision benefits for mages are right now on Bendy Man's account. That might be a technical issue. At least Betty gets an active here. Oh, no, we didn't crowd control the... That was... You know what? Sometimes Betty doesn't crowd control them, and that's okay. You know what? Not everyone can impress their parents every day of the week. For example, you guys are watching this weird dude on the internet play Idle Heroes. You're a disappointment too. Is there any chance we could just, remove the dodge offset guy? Can we do that? Can we get rid of that guy? I mean, I'd like Mage to be 100, if I'm honest. Dodge offset important? Okay, for Aspen Dungeon, sure. I guess we do need to be, conservative with the gem count. Let's take up the Spirit of Wisdom. Let's get some additional crowd control in here. Right, we're on 90 here. That's fine. It's only like one upgrade. We're going to miss out on 0.9%, which makes me sad. And wait, the only reason you told me to keep him around is because you like him? Because he's pretty? You wet wipe. Imagine valuing something based on how it looks rather than how it performs. Right, now we've sorted out that star spawn, we should hopefully have some better crowd control. Fingers crossed. Also, because he's invested so much into his orange priest hero token thing for some control immunity, you know what he doesn't have? The Lady Sunshine hat. So we don't have fancy treasure train control precision for mages either. It's almost like this guy didn't invest in mages and actually wanted to try and get the most out of his priest heroes. Imagine that, guys. Imagine wanting to try to make Aranea work. Ha! Either way, if you want to, you can already see she's performing quite well. And Betty's putting out some decent control if it wasn't for that Garuda that just sniped us. Garuda's a bit of a bozo. I don't like her very... Oh! What a dodge! Oh, that dodge was so clutch! And this guy says he wants to get rid of Freya! Bro, you would have got murked by Garuda if you didn't dodge then, bro. That was insane! It was PDE who did it. Could have been Freya. Could have been. Right? Your argument for getting rid of Freya was dodge bad. I'm just flipping it on you, right? This is something you told me yesterday, Bendy Man. Either way, I'm only winding you up. Don't take the bait. What we've got here, though, is another kind of crowd control opportunity that wasn't too well achieved by Betty. She's trying, though. She's trying. We might still win this. Bosses could be a problem, though. Halora Geista is big, fat willies. I don't like this. This is a pretty nasty wave. What do we do against Halora? Do we just die? Do we even have a win condition here? Yeah, we just die. Oh. Yeah, we are probably going to need a more defensive artifact. You're right. Augustus Magic Ball, then. Let's see what that's going to do. Right, let's see, then. Let's see what Aranea can do with an Augustus Magic Ball to keep us alive. We need Torch. I doubt it. A and B is probably going to give us some good defense. You can already see, look at Aranea. She's holding in there, actually. She's doing pretty good. This is nice. I think the Gustin's true damage might be an issue, though. Because Gustin's a giant stinky bum. But hey, you never know. Oh, what the frick? You just one-shot Betty? I hate Gustin. Gustin sucks. Right, come on. Come on, Aranea. Tank it. And the torch for the Halora bleed. Yeah, it's not the Halora's bleed I'm worried about, guys. I can promise. Let's see what some counters on Aranea are going to do. So what we're going to do instead with Betty, we're going to give her a golden crown. Then we're going to hop in. And I'm going to put Aranea in slot 1 so she gets her counters off. And I'm going to turn off Betty's stone. And we're going to go with, for more damage, we're going to go with Aranea's core. Let's see what the damage pression is now. Here we go. There we go. Counterattacks from Aranea. More counterattacks from Aranea. You know what? This oh, we died. Womp womp. Gustin got you. I think that was just a Gustin low roll, in all fairness. That happens. So let's send it back in. This time, Gustin's going to play nice. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, he's going for Betty and Freya. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Keep it going. Keep it going. Okay, Freya's dead. Womp womp. It looks like slot 1 Gustin's about to get murked. Yep. Yeah. Nice. Betty got the kill. Good. Aranea's living. She's got some dodge in here as well to keep her alive. Ooh, that nice active skill. We might be able to take him down. Oh, the damage is insane, bro. Whoa. Dude, Aranea, she's freaking cooking, man. Look at that. Wow. Mate. She's kind of cool. She's a freaking cool hero, man. Wow. Look at that damage. That was awesome. That was really cool. So basically, what we've learned today is Betty is great at crowd controlling people, and if she can't crowd control people, you get someone like Aranea in to do the job by getting counterattacked. It's really, really fun. So if you enjoy the whole way of playing with an Eloise where she counterattacks back on the opponents, why not consider getting yourself an A-tier Bloodtide Queen Aranea? And you could even run her with some mecha cowboy skin as well, with, she looks pretty cool. I like this. She's a wicked hero. She's so much fun. And Benny Man, it's been a pleasure to come and join you on your account as you progress yourself to being a Betty user now. But you know what? Aranea, definitely one of my more underappreciated heroes that I think you guys hopefully can see now is still a pretty good hero. So yeah, if you want to be like Bendy Man and build a cool hero like Bloodtide Queen Aranea, go for it. She's so much fun. You don't have to be a Lord of Fear Aspen using Vulcan using Bozo. You can run other cool heroes. So let me know what crazy heroes you're using down in the comment section below. What weird strats you're enjoying. Because as you can see, the way you have to approach a hero like Aranea is very different to other heroes. And as Bendy Man's discovered, using stuff like Augustus Magic Ball or the new Auspicious Lucky Cat artifact are really important for keeping you alive and ramping that damage up in later rounds. And heck, we didn't even need Betty in that last fight. So maybe there's strategies out there that could be interesting if you tried them. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Hopefully you've enjoyed this and maybe this inspires you to try someone pretty cool. Until next time, though, have an amazing week. And of course, happy idling.